You think LeBron has been fairly criticized?
Sometimes.
Do you think you've been fairly criticized?
Me?
Yes.
I think I've been fairly criticized. I think at times where I have a problem with people criticizing me is when you try, I'm not talking about y'all, I'm just talking about anybody. When you try to talk about my character, who the hell I am, if you got a problem with something I said, I'm good with that. If you got a problem with my actions, I'm good with that. Because I'm either defend myself or I'm gonna have to own up like, yo, you right. But when you act like you know me and you don't take into account my history, I've been covering sports for 30 years. And I can't tell you the shit that I don't say, that I don't touch. There are lines I never, ever, ever crossed. And so when somebody is talking about me like that, I'm like, yo, where you get that from?
Are you the GOAT in your industry?
I leave that to other people to judge. I know that I try to get paid like one.
Do you feel like you've done some unprecedented things?
Yes.
To pave the way?
Yes. That's
right.
that last word right there, to pave the way. Yes.
So you're a GOAT in your industry?
Yep.
There's a GOAT in our industry.
Yep.
Right? You're a reflection of that. So everything you criticize us for, we get to now criticize you for.
Sure.
Because guess who's not above criticism? The criticizer.
Sure.
So we have to bring the same response and energy as a player, right? If we can't get on a podcast and articulate our emotions about the shit you saying about us properly, i.e. the Kwame Browns and all the other players that if they say something back to the media about the media, they get killed because I'm in contract. Now I look disgruntled. Now I'm defending myself against somebody that I want to fight or feel some type of way about. So we have to internalize that, right? So when we see y'all in public, if we get the opportunity to say something, god damn, this is the only time I'll actually get to say something. But now it's 360 it. We're in the position now to say something and criticize you.
Can I come back with
straightforward?
Yeah.
So if we can criticize you now, and you can criticize us for playing the victim for your criticism, we too sensitive. You can't take that. But now it's back on you now.
Okay.
You got to be able to take our criticism of how you criticize us.
Well, I'm assuming you talking about the industry. Because you can't be talking about me.
I'm talking about everybody that criticizes, including us.
Well, hold on.
We criticize a lot of players. It is because we play and we care. It's tough love. As players, we don't like the outsiders saying certain things because they haven't played. They're spectators. We respect the point of view. But when we hear it, like you just said, you don't know me. You don't I'm looking at you in the reflection like, yeah, bro, we feel the same way you feel.
Right.
we got the same energy you feel, but you get attacked way less.
Right, I got to
because the guys on your platform not going to attack you because you are already
what guys
go.
On my platform? Who?
Well, the guys that are on your level, your playing field, the Will Bonds and all of those guys. You got one enemy.
Right.
You know who he is. So that's one guy.
Right.
Right? You look at all of the guys we criticize on a daily basis. They hear us talking.
Right.
They pissed. They don't want to talk to us either. But to see you get blackballed is because it's karma.
Okay. Can I respond? First of all, when we talk about the media, I'll get to me in a second. When you talk about the media, here's the part that former players like yourself don't realize. Y'all look at the media as the big bully on the block sometimes. Y'all don't realize that in this day and age, y'all are the big bullies. Because as former players, understand that the media industry has changed. Print has dissipated dramatically. Podcasts ain't free. Most motherfuckers in the media don't make that kind of paper. You don't have sponsors going to newspaper reporters or local radio hosts offering them a podcast that could pay them 7 figures. Motherfuckers out here making $75,000, $90,000.
That's what we're making?
So I'm just saying.
Okay.
And I said the newspaper. I said newspaper.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, I said the newspaper folks. I ain't saying y'all. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Do a little bit better, but I
with me. So what I'm saying is when you talk about the media industry, the potency and the power that the former player has resonates significantly. Why? Because you're players and you have credibility. Because you have sponsors and advertisers who know that and come to y'all instead of them. Because y'all did it. They couldn't. We couldn't, right? Then on top of it all, the industry has changed. Remember, it was .com. And then it became the podcast. And a whole bunch, you got, Lord knows how many hundreds of thousands of podcasts. But everybody ain't Gil's Arena.
Right.
Everybody ain't about to touch on 1 million subscribers. Everybody don't have, the sponsorship dollars. Everybody don't have this. You see some of these motherfuckers with a podcast, they sitting on a couch, just got 2 seats. They got a little camera, they got a little microphone, shit, squeezing in with one another, trying to make sure they could be seen and all. Yo, they ain't got it like that. You see what I'm saying? So, and then on top of it all, the credibility isn't the same because y'all played and you were in the locker room. So when you talk about the media, you talk about the media like they the big bully on the block, most of the people in the media looking at y'all like, ain't this some shit? Do y'all realize who y'all are and what y'all doing? Now we'll get to me. I'll talk about me now. Obviously, what the fuck I just said don't apply to me. It's a little bit different.
You do have a show, though, on YouTube as well. Over 1 million subscribers.
Oh, that's right. So I'm doing my thing.
Talk that talk.
Now,
trying to catch you.
Now, listen, and I hope you do. That's why I ain't here to hurt the show. I'm here to help.
We're not.
You understand? I got love for y'all. It ain't no good. Y'all get on me. That's all love. I can care less. If you right, you right. I'll say so. If you wrong, I'll challenge it. It's just that simple.
Absolutely.
But to get to me, now here's the deal. Am I going to criticize? Sure. I focus on what you do, not who you are. I remember when my man Ryan Clark for The Pivot was interviewing Kwame Brown. I said to Ryan, if there's one regret I had, man, they still running memes of my video. Man, that was 16, 17 years ago. I didn't know it was going to resonate and be like that. I was just speaking about like, damn, I didn't think he was a great player. Shit. I mean, damn, I wasn't alone. Everybody was saying that. But they held on to my meme, right? But the reason why I brought up the whole Ryan Clark thing, do you know why? Ryan Clark allowed this man to sit up there and say, I want y'all to brace yourself, don't faint.
Yes.
This man said, I cost him endorsement dollars. And I'm sitting there going like this. See, I can't, because at that moment, I'm looking at,
Mommy said that?
yes.
No.
I'm looking at this, right? And I'm going like this, y'all. I want to, and this is where I'm different. I want to see what NBA player gonna sit back and let this man get away with saying that shit. Because this is, come on, y'all. You can hate on me. You can come on, y'all.
But sometimes
I'm just saying.
does happen, though.
I'm just saying to y'all. It's like, listen.
Never.
Come on, man.
Never.
Come on, man.
No, the media
I was
can
there.
double down on
You know what I'm saying?
If you
There was
ask, like
no
right?
sponsorships coming.
Come on, man.
It wasn't, but
Okay.
You gonna
to
say that?
double down?
Stop it.
Could kill, like, really
I'm just saying. It's like if we gonna sit up there and talk about being real, then let's be real and fair. I'm not wrong all the fucking time. Yeah. I mean, shit, if Stephen A. Wright say it. Because if Kenyon or Rashad or you, if you say something, I'm going like this. Shit, you called me out 130 days. You was on, where the fuck is Stephen A? Shit, you came on his show.
138.
And I went like this. He's right. He's right. Negotiations don't, but he's right. So I'm like, you just gonna let people say, and I'm just using that as just one of many examples where, yeah, I'm critiquing it, but I was sitting courtside. I was a beat writer for years. For over a decade, I'm at over 120 games a year. I'm in the club afterwards. I'm on the streets afterwards. Come on, the access to information that I have and the shit that I could have said, and I'm going like this. All I'm talking about is your game. Your game. And so when cats get sensitive and they get mad about that, I'm like, well, I remember when Jordan got mad at me one time. Last point. Jordan got mad at me one time. And I literally looked at Michael Jordan, and I said, you know what, fuck it, $250,000. He said, what? I said, because you want me to be your publicist. You want me to be a journalist. You don't want me to be somebody covering the damn league. You want me to say what you want me to say. Can I do my job? It's like I'm covering the game. I'm covering the game. Now, if y'all know the difference, and when a cat crosses the line, shit, y'all would check him in a heartbeat, and you should. And you should. But if it's confined to the game, can we deal with the game and what was said as opposed to, nah, I don't like that motherfucker?
No, that's exactly how it is.
But dude, can you go ahead?
Think about just growing up, period.
Yeah.
AAU, high school, college, we're heroes. The first time we actually ever hear something negative is when we get to the NBA.
Yeah.
Right? If we're gonna get booed, we're gonna be booed on the road because we're good. So the first time we hear some shit about us is usually from a beat writer or in the news.
Okay.
It can be 100% correct. I don't like you.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
I took 35 shots, you called me out. That, me and you got a problem now.
Right.
And that's just us. Right? You know what I mean? So most of the time we're mad because you're making us look at ourselves for no reason.
Yep.
But in his case, like he's stated, right? He in the club with guys after the game. He's hanging out with guys. He knows guys.
Doing work.
No, he knows guys, homeboys and their managers and their friends and
Family.
Family members.
Yep.
He know them, right?
They hold you at a different.
So he shouldn't, in some guys' eyes, go in there and say I fucking played bad.
Right.
So now they taking it personal. Like, this motherfucker, I dare this motherfucker.
And my response
just had drinks with him.
Yeah, I just,
before I go right to
shit,
you,
we was
before I
out to
come
4
right
in the
to you.
morning. How the fuck he think I was gonna play? How dare he go on the TV and say I played bad?
I was with him.
I was with him last night.
Right. Well, it's never like that. I got you, though. I got you. I got you like that. But what I'm saying is that my point and my argument, and in fairness, in a roundabout way, because I used to have this issue with AI. You know that's my man. And I'm like, did I say anything about this, or that? All I said was, shit, you in a slump. You playing like shit right now. That's it. You know why. You know I didn't say why.
We know why.
You understand what I'm saying? I didn't say why. What's the problem? And that's where I'm going. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Shop. I fucking dare.
I just have to say, man, I'm disappointed in you, Steve, because I'm little Steve right now in this space.
Okay.
I used to play ball. It used to be all right.
Won the national championship.
And I remember when I won the championship and I was getting drafted, there was only one guy that spoke good about me that whole time. And I was getting drafted, walking on that stage, and that voice was Stephen A. Smith. I can't believe McCants is still over there. The national champion. He gave me a whole monologue about when he gets to Minnesota, he plays next to Kevin Garnett, he gonna tear it up. All he gotta do is show up. Now I'm looking at this space. The only thing that disappointed me was what happened the other night. And you held this standard of being a strong stand-up nigga. I'm gonna stand 10 toes no matter who come at me, and you've always done that. And I think that I presented myself as the same type of nigga. And I think they're scared of me because your only flaw is that you didn't play. Guess what I did? So I'm the Stephen A. that played, that got stats. Imagine how hated I am going to be when I come for your spot, boy. I want 100 million too.
Fair.
So you can't be bowing down to no king we going to conquer.
As you mentioned, you got that new 5-year deal.
Yeah.
8-figure range. We ain't pocket watching. We just say 8-figure range is what
my
we've
man
heard.
thinking.
So what does it mean to you to sign a deal of that magnitude? And what does it say about your position in the sports media game?
Well, it's humbling. Unless you're an athlete or an artist, you don't expect to be able to sign for, that kind of money. And so, it's like I'm very blessed, I'm very fortunate. I can sit up here and talk some shit, but I earned it. I earned it in terms of the work that I put in, the hours, how hard I work. But that don't mean you gonna end up getting some shit like that. And so the fact that I was able to pull that off, it was a very, very big deal to me because I'm the cat that I wake up, I'm reading the Wall Street Journal. I'm reading, the Financial Times and shit. It ain't just the tabloids and all of that stuff. So I'm monitoring the money. And then I'm monitoring who getting the money. And then I'm monitoring how is it relatable to what I do. And then I'm saying, well, wait a minute now. That person got that money. That person got that money. How you gonna justify? So, you know, if you ESPN and you in the news because you signed one of my colleagues to 5 years, 85 million, and another cat got 20 million a year, and then you look at Fox and Brady got 375. You like, where do I fit in? And I'm looking at it from that standpoint, and I'm like, all right, this is my worth based on my ratings, the revenue that I know the show is generating, kind of knowing my business and stuff, because in 2009, when I got fired and got let go, I mean, I was a dumbass. The fact of the matter is, I thought popularity was me being on commercials and being on the side of buses and stuff like that, and yo, that means I'm popular. Well, but I didn't have any knowledge of how to measure my worth. And so they came to the negotiating table and they said, you worth this. I thought I was worth that. They said, all right, shit, go out there and get it, find it. And then I went out there and there was no market for me in 2009. And they didn't want me back, so my career was in jeopardy. I was off the, people don't realize this. From 2009, when they let me go, I was off the air until 2012, television. When I came back in 2011, I was confined and restricted to radio. Fox Sports had came and got me in 2010. Then in 2011, ESPN came back and get me, but they said you can only do radio, you can't do television. And it wasn't until I got on First Take that all of a sudden everything started, you know, growing again and growing again. So all of that shit I brought into negotiations, my knowledge of what I experienced, what I went through, why I went through it. And then along the way, as I got these contracts, you know, it would be, you know, brothers coming up and I'm like, yo, this what happened to me. Don't let that shit happen to you. And that's how it all happened.
Well, we appreciate you. We were monitoring your contract situation as well. And shout out to Underdog. Download the Underdog app. Use promo code GIL. Get up to $1,000 in bonus cash plus a special pick 'em. And be prepared to hear from our agent soon. But Stephen A., you have ducked us no longer.
Yeah.
We got to dump the sign.
Yeah.
All right, we got a lot to discuss.